Well, our special guest today certainly knows what it takes to win in Hong Kong. He had more than 120 victories there, and he's now chasing the ultimate prize in American racing. Last weekend, Umberto Rispoli rode journalism to victory in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby, and will head to Louisville on the first Saturday in May as the favourite to win the Kentucky Derby. Umberto, great to have you on the show. We've got a lot to talk about, but firstly, what's that feeling like of knowing you're heading to the Kentucky Derby, the biggest race on the planet, on the likely favourite?
Look, Andrew, I mean, thanks for having me tonight, boys. It's always a pleasure to join this nice crew, nice friends. My favorite photographer in the world, the best, number one in the world. Let's say that. Don't forget that. Look, Andrew, I think I'm very happy to be in the position I am right now, having a solid horse like that. Favorite or not, horses they doesn't count, they doesn't know how to count, so they don't know how favorite they can be. But it's obviously it's a privilege to be on a horse like that, to start in a journey on a horse like that, and look, we're looking forward. Then it's gonna get sound there at Churchill, and everything is gonna go in the right way.
You had a bit of a target on your back in the Santa Anita Derby, Umby. We're going to roll the replay. Can you take us through your ride aboard journalism from your perspective?
Well, obviously from the time then we saw the draw, we understand then it would be a difficult race. We do understand then having that one hole on the dirt definitely is not having a one hole on the grass. It doesn't help at all. It's a horse. Then he has a big long stride, and once he starts to get in his rhythm, you want to let him run. Unfortunately, with that draw, we knew that was a pretty much sure wasn't going to happen. This then going out the half mile pole, I start to think out. Say, shoot, I'm in trouble here, so I need to find my way through. And I was a little bit surprised when Thiago taking back his horse before the 3-8 pole. Obviously, Thiago was in there to make the job for Baeza. And obviously don't want to make Hector on the outside using too much his horse. Martin take the advantage of it, and obviously one was a try to trap me on the fence. I have to make my way through there. I think it's all about, you have the horse. I found a little gap there. The shoulder was in there. I threw the horse in there. Luckily nothing happened. Obviously, I can't understand if one would have a horse. You would keep me there, but it doesn't really have much business in there. So I was obviously not happy with what happened that day, because you can hurt your horse, you can miss the chance to go in a big race like that. But listen, the horse was a brave. He showed a lot of courage to go in there. He really wants to win that race, and once I put him into the clear. Half turn, I was even capable to drop my goggle to see clean ahead of me, and I feel it. Then he started running for me. So once I hit the quarter pole, I feel it. Then I have a tons of horse underneath, and I knew he would go and get Baeza for sure. So everybody, we were happy. Obviously, that little moment around the 3-8 pole, I think someone in the grandstand didn't have a good time.
Hey, but for you in a situation like that, and knowing the ultimate goal is the Kentucky Derby, and it's going to be 20 horses, and it's going to be chaotic, and you've been running against smaller fields, although the competition is probably better than some of the bigger fields, do you feel like that's a positive experience for the horse to be able to sit in behind horses, have a tougher trip, and still kind of overcome adversity on Santa Anita Derby Day?
Well, Alex, this is very intelligent what you said. Obviously, the fact that I most of the time when it's a tactic, short field on the dirt, it's going to be a jockey's race. There is no speed, so it's going to be tactical. And when it's a tactical on the dirt, it's never good if you are not on the outside, where you can decide what time you're going to go. But I think in this rumble then happen on the Derby, Santa Anita, I think is going to give him a more experience. He's going to be around 19 horses, so. If he's not capable to do that with a 5-horse field, I wouldn't imagine what is going to happen when it's going to be 19 around him. So, he's, I always say he's a key. He's one of the smartest horses I ever rode in my life. Already at 2, he acted like a old horse. he was intimidated by anything. He was, obviously it's a big horse. The hole was really small, and when I asked him to send him there, he kind of little bit hesitated, which a normal horse on his fifth start would probably do. But look, he didn't miss anything. He just went through in there, and I think this experience will really grow him up in his mind, and he will probably be ready for once he's gonna see this. I mean, like him, like other horses, they're gonna see 20 horses around them for the first time. So it's for everybody's gonna be the same.
Yeah, I always say, like, there is no sort of preparation that any horse can really get for what the Derby is. That tight parade ring, 180,000 drunk people, a long day, and then the gate is the barriers are right there against the crowd, and it's 20 horses, a double load. It's so difficult to replicate that. Even the walkover, that you really almost need a smart, strong, mentally tough horse to handle that day.
Look, as I said, he's a smart. He can have his momentum. Like sometimes he can be upset. He can see something. Like in the San Felipe, he almost dropped me behind the gate. He saw the tractor, then he removes the gate on the outside. I don't know what he saw it there, and he went left and right, and I wasn't ready. Like I lost everything. I lost my irons. I was just a grabber on his mane, and I tell my pony rider, I say, if I'm gonna fall, don't worry about me. He can walk on me. Just don't let him run away. So just to take care of him, take him there. So, and in the Santa, and as well in the Derby, when I was walking into the tunnel before we come up, to get into the track, he get upset because the guy was taking away the lip chain from him, and he just throw his heads away. He almost throw me out again. So he's smart, he's intelligent, but if he sees something then he didn't like it, he really overreacted, and he's a powerful horse. He can really. So hopefully then 20,000 people, they don't really. My only worry is gonna be once my Kentucky hold is gonna be over, and then everybody's gonna clap their hands. So I wish then I would be already away from the crowd. And another thing, it's a very important key in the Kentucky Derby. Obviously, is the start. So now it's been a couple of years. Then we use those Australians gates, which they are really tiny. And he's a big horse. So we school him after the San Felipe because he doesn't really like to stay into the gate. He really doesn't like. So we school him after the San Felipe. I mean, Michael school him. I would say he did an amazing job. Take him to the gate. That's what a top trainer they do. They know they have a good horse. They want to make sure that everything is perfect in the right spot on the right day. So hopefully then it's not going to be too much tight in there. Hopefully I'm going to get a good holder into the gate, which I think it's very important, and I pray to have an outside post. So that's the only thing I want. I think I give San Felipe with the 1 or with the 2, the Santa Anita Derby with the 1. Give me the 20. I'm happy.
I was going to ask you if there was a barrier that if you would prefer. I don't know, you can't pick anymore. Like, because back in the day before you came to America, it was they pull the name, they pull your horse, and you would just go pick a gate number, and it was really entertaining. Now it's kind of the old school draw. But
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's like it's like Hong Kong for the big days, for big races. The owners come up, or somebody from the connection, or the horse come up, pick up, and then he gives he pick up with the horse, and the other guy go pick up his draw, which I do for myself in the Queen Elizabeth. So I pull up my own luck, and but look, as I said, I think best draw probably would be from the 10 to going up. I would be happy with that. Probably more up than 10.
Interesting. So while this is obviously a brand new experience for the 20 horses that we loaded into the gates, but you've ridden in the Derby a couple of times now, albeit at long-priced horses endlessly last year, Brooklyn Strong a few years ago. You did have a winner on Kentucky Derby Day last year in the American turf at huge odds. Does the experience that you've gained from riding at Churchill Downs on Kentucky Derby Day, do you think put you in a more confident position heading into the race with journalism, or is it really just a collection of all the experiences you've had riding on big days all around the world over the last decade or so?
Well, I always classify those days like when you go riding Royal Ascot or the Arc or the Melbourne Cup or the Hong Kong the international races, the Kentucky Derby. It's always like what in our football you guys call soccer. It's our Champions League final or World Cup final. It's always a long day. You wake up around 6:30, 7 o'clock, 8:30, you have to hit the jocks room. The last race you run, the last race at 6:30 in the afternoon. So it's a long, long day. You learn a lot. I'm being lucky to be riding in this day couple of times. Capable to manage my emotion, go through such a big day like that. But the only things you have, you study, you watch racing, and more races you ride, more horses need to start, and it's almost fulfilled every single race. So but at the same time, it's even good because you ride with the top riders, so wherever you're gonna fall behind some nice horses, the rider you have ahead of you, so helps you to ride a better race when you ride with the good riders. So sometimes people say, "Oh, it's a lot of too many good jockeys." So no, that's really helps because you don't have to be worried about to ride the horse or someone else. You're riding your horse, and then if ahead of you have guys with experience, just stay there. It's gonna take you there, no problem. So, but you learn staying in the jocks room. There is an hour, and then from I think from the American turf, and then goes forward. There is an hour between each races. So, but obviously the adrenaline start to come up. But even if you ride a long shot, if you ride a favorite, whatever. But I think you need to feel that you're born for this. You can't. It just comes up in your mind when you're a kid. You believing you just thinking about it to ride in those races. Say one day I want to compete in those huge races. That's no fear. There is no fear in there. There is no scare in there. This is just the adrenaline, the passion. What you dream since you're a kid. You have to be. People has to be, worry if they have a fear. People then wake up in the morning at 4:30 in the morning to get $1,200 every month home, and they work 16, 17 hours per day. That's people has really go through something difficult. I go out there, I do what I like. So you don't have time for fear. You have to just enjoy the moment. You ride a good horse, get the best out of it, enjoy. You feel the adrenaline, you feel the pressure, you have to. But there is no fear, no scare in there.
God,
that's literally I feel the same way about what I do, and you dream to get to these moments, to go to these big races, and you're excited, but yeah, there's no fear. It's just the greatest opportunity. In fact, Vincent, when he talked about riding Golden 60 after he lost to California Spangle, and the pressure went away, and we just say, go have fun out there, because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, especially to be on a good horse.
It's fun what you say, because that's what Aron Wellman told me before they let me up every time. Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun out there. That's everything. That's all Aron say every time I ride. Every single horses I ride for him.
Have fun and enjoy it, because it's not forever. It's not permanent. You might not have that ride ever again.
Listen, what do you want to have a scare for? It's horse racing. You can win, you can lose. In the game, most of the time you lose, you don't win. I mean, when you rode over 15,000 races, I won only 2,000 out of it. So the 80% of the time, the best trainer in the world, I mean, in the country, win 21, 22, 23%, maybe. He lost 80% of the time. So there is no fear in there. I mean, it's just it's the momentum. And I learned this with experience, riding with the old riders, teaching me, learn from them, listening from them, and that's put you in a position today where you can manage emotion.
Yeah. I've been lucky enough to catch up with trainer Michael McCarthy and Aron Wellman from Eclipse, one of the co-owners of journalism, over the past few days. I want to play you some of the tape of some of the things that they've had to say about you. Take a listen to this.
Umberto's very tactical, boisterous kind of guy, always likes to have a good time, got a very good sense of humor, got a very good outtake on a lot of things. So we get along well, and we seem to have a fair bit of success together.
Umberto's just a character. He's come here from a very decorated international career and made his presence felt in the Southern California jockey colony. He's just got so much energy. He's a boisterous personality, but he's a world-class jockey. And his involvement in journalism's development in the morning time and in the afternoon has been integral to his process of being where he is today.
Umby, when you've got the confidence and the support behind you like you do there, like we heard from Michael and Aron, how much does that make a difference when you're getting on their horses?
I mean, I think for a rider, Andrew, it means everything. So, once they like Michael, he legs you up. When Aron gives you the confidence, the call to the trainer and say, let's put it this guy, let's ride this rider, or and Michael legs you up. That's the confidence is there. It's when the trainers put you on the horse. And I would say I've been fortunate to work with Michael for the last few years, and we've been really successful together. And Aron was one of the first owner. Then when he came to California, he really supported me. We didn't know each other. I've been lucky enough. Then Aron is an international owner. He watched races all around the world, so he know me from Hong Kong, from France, from Italy, from everywhere. So it's a real. It's a person that I'm really attached to, and as he said, all three of us, we have this in common. We really want to win so bad, and but there is a communication, there is a relationship there. We try to get always the best out of our races. We try to bring our point of view together, because as a team, you have to work as a team. There is not then I want to teach you something or you have to teach me something because I think you're better than me. No. I mean, we are talking here. I mean, obviously, journalism is the main horse that we have in common right now. But as other horses that Aron have, Aron is a kind of owner. Then he pick up the phone, calls you. What do you think? We go short, we go long. Did you feel anything? So what you can suggest? And that's, I think, what makes a winning team. Nothing is. I like it because when you can express yourself, you can give some advice, people listening. And even if the people doesn't listening, but at least they give you a chance to express yourself. So then you go from there. But Michael is a trainer, then you work horses for him. You're coming back. Michael, I didn't feel anything good. Okay, we check that out. Michael, I feel we're good. Okay, so we're going to go this race. So there is a communication. People, it's a funny because people think Michael is, I mean, no, it is. It's really serious when he's at the work, but he's a person. Then he has his character, his personality. He has this humor. Then he's really particular. It's and I really enjoy work with him. And sometimes he look at you like he can scares you. But I told him most of the time, I say, I come from one of the roughest neighborhood in the world. I say, you're not going to scare me with that look. So, but I really like to share, my opinion with Michael and obviously with Aron too. So I'm feel blessed to be in this position and having two such important person in my career at this point. Then they support me a lot. So I only can say thank you.
It's funny because I joke with you about, you can ride on the dirt finally, because there's that stereotype that, you come from Hong Kong, you come to Italy, you're just a turf guy. But the turf riders are traditionally the best riders that go to the dirt. And now we're starting to see big dirt guy.
Well, Alex, I never thought that I wasn't capable to ride the dirt, because when I start riding a racetrack called Varese, there is a deep dirt like this. I won over 400 races in my career on that deep track. On the dirt, and people doesn't know. So it's a funny though. One day Ryan Moore, we share some. I like when Ryan comes in town, and he's a legend. I say, Ryan. I tell him, I say, Ryan, then they thought I can't ride the dirt. Look me up and say, who the F say this? Right, I love Ryan. He's such a character. People think he's, he never don't want to talk with this, but he has humor. Trust me.
Away from the camera. He's so funny,
he's
man.
Fantastic. He's fantastic. But even Frankie the same. Sometimes say, and everybody now they joke on this. And the other day, actually yesterday, I have a friend of mine, Alberto Sanna, then he's riding in Qatar.
Yeah.
He say, hey. Can you imagine if the Derby was on the grass? You would have been by half of the stretch.
Bro, I get the same.
I honestly, I don't really care, Alex. I don't really care what people think about it. I know I eat bread and horses, like we say, bread and horse racing when I was kid. So I've been riding left hand, right hand, straight line, dirt, grass, polytrack, all weather, tapita, every single track around the world. It's just about to have the horse. The jockey can make the horse go faster. You just have to put him in the right spot. The horse does the rest. If you have a horse, you will win the race. It's a simple.
I get it.
90% of the time is like that.
I get it. They all go to me. If I shot NHL, everyone goes, "Oh, he's just a horse guy. He's just a horse guy." Then you take a picture of something else. They're like, "Oh, he actually can take pictures." It's like, yeah, it's the same fucking thing. It doesn't change any.
No.
Your skills are your skills. Don't matter if you're running on the beach, the concrete, you're running on the dirt. It don't make a difference.
You know, obviously, you came in with a reputation. You ride the turf. You ride the turf very well. Because obviously, I ride most of the race of my life on the turf. But I start riding on the dirt. That's what the people doesn't know. I really start riding on the dirt. I'm gonna throw you guys some pictures. I mean, I really on the deep dirt. And in Japan, I won on the dirt too. So it don't matter. But
Japan's deep as can be.
Oh,
you're ready for Saudi, bud. Saudi's the same thing. It's like running through flour. It's just thick.
But anyway, I let the people talk. So it's nothing else than I can do.
Umby, you mentioned Ryan Moore, and I was watching this funny world horse racing video that came out this week, and a couple of jockeys interviewed at the Hong Kong Jockey Club mentioned that they would choose Ryan as somebody they would want to sit next to on a long haul flight. Karis Teeton, out of all the jockeys in the world, said that the one jockey he would want to sit next to on a long haul flight was you. That gives you some indication of the impact that you must have made in Hong Kong with your fellow riders. Well, how much do you miss those guys over there, and why do you think Karis chose you as the person he wants to sit next to?
Because he's the smartest guy in Hong Kong. He gives the right answer. No, I mean, I will understand what you, Bowman, say, well, if I want to fly quiet, I'll fly with Ryan Moore. But it depends in which way, because Ryan Moore can be a funny guy. You know, it's not always the quietest guy that is the quietest one, you know. Never, you know, I'm actually a type of person that when I fly long flight, I can sleep 10, 11 hours. So you don't have too much out of me. So I can really sleep, you know. I can take pills. I like to sleep, but it's good. I like, and I would say thank you to Karis for mentioning my name. I mean, we knew each other since 2008 when I think it was 2008, yes, or 7, when I went to ride my first apprentice challenge in Mauritius. So we meet over there for the first time. And he told me the first things he told me, he said, I knew from that day you were crazy. So we had some nice experience in Mauritius together. And then we meet each other in Hong Kong after such a long time. But the crew, the colony I had that day, I mean, at that time in Hong Kong, it was an amazing crew. Listen, Andrew, you know how much competitive is that place. Yeah. When I leave Hong Kong, I was capable to bring out all the rooster with me. Everybody in the rooster, I have pictures on my Instagram.
Awesome.
We spent the night Lang Kwai Fong, the nice pizzeria there. They were all 26 riders in the rooster having a dinner for my farewell before I left Hong Kong. So I don't think there is any other rider ever been doing that. You know, how much could it be competitive, jealousy, somebody can like somebody doesn't like somebody. I have 26 guys with me there. And when I met that, I said, I don't care, today it's for me. It's not for racing. Forget about that. You have to pick up my rides. You have to pick up his rides. This guy rode this horse bad last time. Just forget about that. Let's go out. Because before we being rider, we are humans. We are men. Some of us have a family. Let's enjoy. And it was one of the funnest nights I have in my life. One of the funnest nights in my life. Because everybody has something to say. The guys come from South Africa can say something. Badel come from France can say something. Guys from Australia can say something. It was absolutely amazing. I have one of my best memories was that night when I left Hong Kong. So, and I had a good relationship with everybody. So, I'm happy. Then Karis remember that.
Alex and I were talking before you came on. We're hatching a plan to get you back to Hong Kong for IJC, and then a few days later, Johannes in the International Mile. What can you tell us about the chances of Johannes going? Have you been working on the owners? Surely, Breeders' Cup into Hong Kong?
Look, one thing then we really like, I don't like to speak for the owners. Obviously, Joe is the one with the team that they make the call and the decision where they want the horse run. But even there, we have a good relationship. We discuss a lot which races is going to be more important for him. I hope the last race of this year will be the Hong Kong Mile. I hope so. I really would like to take him there. Last year, unfortunately, it's a very short time. It's a 4 weeks from the Breeders' Cup to ship a horse to Hong Kong, and you go to run one of the toughest mile races in the planet. But I think he's a horse who would suit Hong Kong pretty well. It's going to be always a speed in that race. He's a horse has such a nice turn of foot. He's going to go right-handed for the first time in his life, but we're going to probably prepare him and try to go right-handed here, have some work go right-hand here. That would be an idea. The horse is back in the barn, so he went for rest for all the winter after the San Gabriel. And look, I think the plan is to coming back in Del Mar, probably. I don't think he's going to come back during the Hollywood meet. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, definitely the Breeders' Cup is the main target because we got beat by nothing last year, so 3/4 of a length. And then if there is a chance, if the horse is healthy, is doing well, I think Hong Kong could be serious in the schedule. I really want to take him over there.
How good would that be, Alex? So we've got IJC on the Wednesday night at Happy Valley. You, Rispoli, in the lineup, and then
IJC. That's it has to be our friends in Hong Kong. They should invited me. I would be happy to be part of the IJC for once in my life, which I've been promised once, and I never do it. But there was a long time ago, and
we need you there. We need American representation. I know you're not American, but you've been here long enough now.
Yeah.
I can use the 4 flags. I can use Italian, American, Hong Kong, and France. So I can use 4 flags. I've been everywhere around the world. But yeah, it would be for a guy that I rode there for such a long time. I think I should deserve one chance to go to the IGC once.
I'd like to see some American representation there too, because you will represent America, I guess, as an American-based rider in a way.
Of course, I have to.
Since we've seen,
Caris is from Mauritius and he represents Hong Kong, so that's okay.
I know Kimberly wouldn't mind getting back over there for a week and.
Oh no, she would love. She's already there. If I say I'm going to ride the IGC, she will left right away. She said, "I stay here for a month or 2." She loves there.
We've got to do it. Who's watching the show? Benedict, Larry, all you guys from the HKJC, from the Jockey Club watching the show. Listen, let's make this happen next year, or actually later on this year. That would be awesome. Hey,
I'm pretty sure they still have my number and my email. So, guys, I'm here.
Hey, Umbi, got to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, brother.
You've been absolutely awesome. We've covered the Santa Anita Derby, Kentucky Derby, Dubai, Hong Kong racing, Australian racing. We've covered it all here. You should have your own podcast one day. I reckon that might be.
I will. I know. I'm pretty sure I'm working on it. So, I would love to do that one day. I would love, but not now. No, I'm busy. Now I'm busy.
Fair enough. You're certainly going to be busy over the next few weeks. And we really appreciate your time talking about journalism. We're really excited for you. We're going to be rooting for you between now and
thank you, guys.
First Saturday in May. And thanks for coming on the show. Alex, as always, thanks for being an awesome co-host.
Big co-host, Umbi. You see that? Good co-host.
You can do everything.
There we go.
You can do absolutely everything, Alex. You know
just can't ride thoroughbreds in races, though. I know what it's like to carry 25 extra pounds of weight around.
Have you ever tried?
No, pure athlete though. I probably could do it.
How do you know?
Height and weight is probably the biggest factor. If we get a media race going, I guarantee I'll take it.
Watch out, risk about that. In Europe, they do those things. Watch out. So you must.
I have the best. I have the best coach.
Huh?
I have the best coach in you. Half Italian. Forget about it. No way I lose.
Easy money.
Easy.
Alex on the back of a thoroughbred. That's something to look forward to.
Oh, I would love to see that.
You would see the most elite celebration you've ever seen in your life.
Umby will be there taking photos if you're celebrating.
I will be there.
Hey, and then I would text you right after. You get that? You get that? Send me those pictures. Send me those pictures.
He needs to teach me how to use, his remote. Once he has his launch
all the
knife,
different
at the same
buttons.
time I have to go headshot with him. Fantastic. By the way, I saw your interview with Fenella. It was phenomenal.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate
Nice.
that. That was wonderful.
She's lovely.
She's the best. She's awesome.
lovely.
So good.
Lovely.
That was. He's popular, Alex, isn't he?
No.
Listen, did you see when he go to Japan?
That's true.
Tom Cruise, who? Look when he goes to Japan. Alex. It's a famous like horses. They wait for him with the name on it. They take pictures, want to take selfie with him. It's famous. It's a legend.
I tell Kelly I'm big in Japan. I don't know what to say.
Just, don't forget to tell your main client here that you're going to be here for the Kentucky Derby. So if somebody thinks that Alex Sims is working in Hong Kong, he's back in the United States and he's going to be at the Kentucky Derby.
Clip it. 5 weeks at home, Triple Crown. Journalism behind the scenes story. We're gonna find something to do behind the scenes.
We don't know. Let's go through first the 3rd of May, and then we think about it later.
All right, boys.
All right, guys, that was awesome. Thanks so much, and thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week on the Hong Kong Racing Show. Everybody cheer for Umby over the next few weeks as he takes journalism all the way to the Kentucky Derby. Good luck, Umby. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Goodbye.